Hello friends, this is Raj Sastry from Raj Option Trading. Today is April 16, 2022. Let's look at art of selling put options. Put options is an income strategy. I know a lot of people who make a fortune or who make a living by selling put options. It's a consistent income strategy. Seller of a put option will make money if the stock if the stock goes higher or stays the same or decreases slightly, as long as it stays above the current stock price or above the strike price. So when you sell put option, your outlook is bullish and the risk is unlimited, equating to strike price less the premium that you received. We'll look at this in a little more detail. And maximum reward is limited to the premium you received. That's why it's a consistent income strategy. You'll not make huge amount of money when the stock goes higher. Instead, you'll keep the premium that you received. You can combine this with the other strategies. As an example, you could sell a vertical spread on a high-flying stock versus selling a naked put. And you have to sell put option when the volatility is high, like right now. And you have to identify a clear area of support and make sure your strike price is slightly below the area of support. And typically we sell put options maybe 45 to 60 days to expiration. And in the high volatile environment, you could even shorten it to 30 days. Passage of time is your friend as long as the stock price is above the strike price. So that way you still make some money, and theta decay or time passage is your friend. And typically when you select the strike price, look at delta around 15 or probability of touch around 30. Avoid the stocks with a high debt. It's not worth your time. There are a lot of better stocks and ETFs. I say ETFs is even better situation in the current market situation here. All right, now let's look at when to sell and when not to sell put options. So first, let's look at when to sell put options. So best time to sell put option is after a negative news, earnings miss, or FDA rejection in case of a biotech stock. This is similar to selling insurance when the house is on fire. So folks really want insurance, but the value of the house is low. That's why it's a very volatile environment. You'll get more money. That's the best time to sell put option. Look for some big negative news, and that's when you sell put option. As an example, right now there is a lot of geopolitical tension. There is negative news. That's when you sell put options slowly and consistently. And you can go after the growth stocks with a temporary weakness. Make sure the stock is strong fundamentally and there is some temporary weakness, either the macro issues like we are facing today or some temporary weakness. And one of my favorite strategies to sell put options on ETFs when like QQQ, which is a NASDAQ 100, SPY, XLV, and so on and so forth. These are relatively stable. They don't go down so drastically. It's one of the best strategies to sell put option on these favorite ETFs. And don't be afraid of assignments. It's okay to get assigned once in a while. You can make a lot of money when you keep those assigned stocks or ETFs for a while. They can appreciate nicely. And lighten up when the market goes higher. So that way you have money to sell put options when the market is lower, when there is high volatility. Next, let's look at when not to sell put options. So it's a bad time to sell put option after accounting scandal. Even though there's a high premium, I would not suggest selling put option when there's an accounting scandal. And if there's a consistent deterioration by looking at the performance, then it's not worth your time. Look at some good winners and sell put options there. Avoid stocks with a low open interest. So these are really thinly traded. You want some high open interest and low bid-ask spread. Don't take on too much margin. It's not worth your time. Leg in very slowly. You can sell one put option maybe once in a week or twice in a week on your consistent on your good ETFs and make money that way. Don't be too greedy. If you're too greedy, you can get burnt. And typically, buy back the options when you reach 50% of the profit. So that way you have money to sell put options when the market is down. All right, now let's look at selling put options. How do you do it? Look here, we got a stock which is at $30. Right here, $30, and you can sell a put option at strike price. So stock price is at $40 right here. That's the current stock price, and you identified a clear area of support, and you're selling a put option at $30 strike price. Your strike price is $10 below the current stock price, so you collect $2. That means it's $200 because one contract is 100 shares. It'll manage 100 shares. That's why you collect $200. Because you collected $200 or $2, your break-even point is 30 minus 2, that's 28. As long as stock stays above 28, you'll make money. So this is your profit zone here. As long as stock stays above 28, you'll break even. But if it stays above 30, you get to keep entire $200 that you received. If the stock goes below $28, you'll lose money. So that's when you got to be careful and manage. You can even roll your option to a later expiration date, or you can get assigned. So you got to make sure stock stays above the break-even point, or even better, above the strike price that you sold put option for. This is why the strike selection and ETF and stock selection is very, very key in selling put options. So with that, let's jump in and look at few stocks to sell put option. So what we'll do is from a stock perspective, when you look at the stocks, we'll make sure volume is more than 1 million shares. We want liquid stocks, and we want to make sure implied volatility rank is high, so that we can make some premium. And we want positive net margin. We want to sell put options on profitable companies, so that way there is no issues around stock coming down drastically. And we'll make sure 1 year sales growth is more than 10%, so that way these are growing companies. And we'll make sure positive cash flow, and 5-year performance is more than 50%. These are proven to be good winners in a long term. So with that, let's jump in, and first let's begin with the fear and greed index. Look, best time to sell put option is when there's a fear in the market. And look, right now the fear gauge is pointing to fear. Right now it's at 42. We can come down slightly, maybe around 20-25. This is when you can pick up some great stocks. When the market is oscillating towards fear, that's when volatility increases. You'll get some nice premium for selling put options. Look, a month ago it was at 19, extreme fear. That's one of the best time to sell put options, and you could make some good money. That's why leg in slowly. Don't use up all your buying power. Leg in very slowly. You could sell some put option right now. If the market comes down, sell some more. If it further comes down, sell some more. That way you can consistently leg in, and you can earn consistent income on a monthly basis. All right, now let's look at ETFs and see what ETFs you can sell put options and make some money. Look, what I've done is I've looked at all the popular ETFs here. These are all good ETFs, as you can see here. And look at the IV percentile here, which is implied volatility percentile. All these ETFs have got relatively high implied volatility percentile. That's when you make some good money. And volume is nice and high here. Look at the volume. All the volume is more than 7 million ETFs traded here. And I also have here some technicals for you to feel comfortable. You got Bollinger Band, the upper Bollinger Band, VWAP, which is volume weighted average, and we got VWAP 20-day, which is a little more longer term, and then we got a 20-day moving average. So with that, look, we got SPY here, S&P 500, which is one of my favorite ETF to sell put options. And right now, look, IV percentile is 46. That tells you there's a high volatility right now. And RSI is 44. That tells you stock is ETF is sold off here. And from a Bollinger Band perspective, look, the lower Bollinger Band is $435. And look, price is around $437. So right now, we are slightly above lower Bollinger Band. So that's why market is really a little bit negative here. That's when you sell put option and make some money. Upper Bollinger Band is 461. That tells you it's got more room to grow here. Nice range between 435 and 461. And VWAP, it's a volume weighted average here. VWAP is around 440. That's higher than the current stock price. That tells you on a one-day volume average, weighted average, it's above current stock price. It tells you this ETF wants to go higher. That's why VWAP is high here. And if you look at VWAP 20-day here, it's 448. It also tells you there's a good watermark above the current price where the price will gravitate towards. So right now price is 437. VWAP both one-day as well as 20-day is above the current price. That tells you there is some good chance this ETF can go higher. And then you got QQQ here, one of my favorite. Look, QQQ has got IV percentile 65. You can make a good amount of money here. RSI 42 tells you it's sold off here. And look, Bollinger Band perspective, we got 336 as the lower band. And look, right now price is 338. Price is just above the lower Bollinger Band here. And upper Bollinger Band is 374. There is a nice appreciation, nice gap between the lower band and the upper band. And from a VWAP perspective, look, both VWAPs one day as well as 20-day is squarely above the current price. That tells you it's a good time to sell some put options. There is a good chance these will go higher and reach this VWAP on a daily basis, a one-day VWAP or a 20-day VWAP. So that's how we approach it, and go from there. What we'll do now is, we'll look at some stocks and then look at TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim platform, and we can try to see how to sell put options. All right, now let's jump in here and look at top stocks to sell put options. Look, one of my favorite here, Applied Micro Devices or AMD, with the CEO Lisa Su. She's doing great. And look what's going on here. Right now, IV percentile for AMD is 67, and stock is clobbered. Look, it's 93. I can't believe the stock came down pretty hard. It's a very good time to sell put option, but you got to be careful. And look, we have PC ratio, put call ratio. It's much below 1. That tells you folks are buying call options. Call option trading volume is much higher than put option. And we got P ratio, tells you company is making money. Look, all the net profit margin is more than 10% on all these companies. And sales growth 1 year is more than 10%. That tells you these companies are making money, growing the top line and managing the bottom line nicely. And look here, we got IV percentile all high, as you can see here, nice and high IV percentile. And all these companies have got nice cash on the balance sheet, and more importantly, positive free cash flow. So these are fundamentally good companies. And look at the VWAP. Many of these companies have got VWAP more than current stock price. That tells you the marker for these stocks. For example, AMD is 93, VWAP is 94 on a one-day basis, 109 on a 20-day basis. That's why there's a good gravitation for the stock to go to these VWAP levels on a daily basis or a 20-day basis. And we also have ADX level here. ADX level tells you how is the stock doing. Typically, folks look at ADX more than 20 to really make sure there's a good trend, either upper or lower. And then you got overall score here. I want to make sure the overall score is high. Look, all these companies have got overall score more than 50. These are relatively strong companies. So with that, what we'll do is we'll look at some of these names here. I like AMD here, which is a good one. Look, even Apple, which is very stable, $2.6 trillion stock, it's got a high IV percentile right now. It's 44. It's high for Apple. That's why it's a good time to sell some put options on the Apple also. Then you got a few more like Micron, Facebook, and so on and so forth. What we'll do is we'll jump into the Thinkorswim platform and look at some of these names here. Before I do that, I want to continue on. We got one more page here with more put options, more stocks to sell put options. Look, these also have got high IV percentile here. top of the list, we got Visa, one of my favorite stock to sell put option. Look, Visa has got high IV percentile, 55. And look, VWAP is higher than the current stock price, both on a one-day basis as well as 20-day basis here. ADX is more than, typically if it's more than 15, that tells it's okay to sell some put options. And look, overall score is nice and high, 80. So with that, what we'll do now is we'll jump into Thinkorswim platform. All right, so let's jump in here and look at, first we'll look at favorite ETFs and then go from there. Let's bring up SPY here, S&P 500, and look, we got S&P 500 coming up here. And right now, look, price is at $437 and all-time high, 52-week high is 479. There's a good appreciation from the current levels, and 52-week low is 404. It can still go lower, as you can see here. So with that, what we'll do is we'll now look at the chart and see what we can find out here. From a chart perspective, look, we got a chart coming up here, and look, it's really trying to see where to go here. Right now, stock is in a in a tight volatility box, as you see here. Trading range, stock wants to go lower, as you can see here. It's trying to decide, it's really trying to consolidate at these levels here. Momentum or RSI is a little bit flattish here. It's deciding where to go here. Implied volatility is trying to go higher. Look at this light blue line here. It wants to go higher, and the dark blue, the pink line or a purple line wants to come down. Purple line is historical volatility, and blue line is the implied volatility. So this blue line wants to cross over the purple line. That tells you volatility wants to go higher. And right now, DMI perspective, look, red line is higher, blue line is lower. That tells you right now market is a bear market for this ETF. And on the balance volume is lower. That tells you folks are not buying into this SPY at this time. Check-in money flow tells you money is not flowing into this right now. That's why check-in money flow points to the lower side. All right, now what we'll do is we'll probably look at a Bollinger Band quickly and then go from there. From a Bollinger Band perspective, let's just go here. We got a Bollinger Band right here. All right, so from a Bollinger Band perspective, let's bring up SPY here. Look, SPY, we got Bollinger Bands here. SPY right now it's around 437, as you can see here, just above the the lower Bollinger Band here, and as you can see here on the balance volume is slightly lower here. And now what we'll do is this tells you still above the lower Bollinger Band here. There's a good chance it can bounce back here. It's as you can see here, touched the lower Bollinger Band here, went higher, touched the lower Bollinger Band, went higher, again touched it, went higher, touched this here, went higher. So there's a good chance it can go higher. So that's why we are selling put options here. And look, we got IV percentile here, which is nice and high, 46 right now. So what we'll do now is we'll look at the option chain here. You got SPY, S&P 500. When you sell put options, you typically want to go maybe 45 days or so out. So I think we can look at here 41 days. It's good enough. Let's go to 41 days. As you'll see here, strike selection is very important. As you scan through here, we got 365 strike right here. Look, 365 strike price. Current stock price is 437. 365 is much below current stock price here. So what you can do typically is look through here, 365 on the put side of the house. And look, there is a nice open interest is 1129, and even 370 there's a good open interest which is 1628. So you could look either select one of these two. 370 also works. So what I would do is I would select this 370 here, and you can also look at some of these levels here. 370, look, delta is 0.6. and I also got here probability of touch. Probability of touch is 13%. That tells you there is a 13% chance the the ETF price can touch 370. That's a very low percentage. We could take that chance. So with that, what I will do is I will click on this here and sell the put option. Look, I'm selling a put option in S&P 500, mother of all ETF, and I'm selling it for expiration 27 May 2022, 41 days out. And for selling that put option, I'm collecting $1.20 times 100, it's $1,120. So I could confirm and send. One more thing I typically do is I look at this. Look, I got right here, TD Ameritrade Thinkorswim gives you the range here. There's a range 120 to 121. Typically what I do is I'll put 121 here, which is a mid range here, mid price. So that way, you get a good fill. So I would confirm and send here, and look, as you can see here, I'm selling a put option here in SPY. As you can see here, expiration is 27 May 2022, and for that I collect some good money here, $121, and my break-even price is $368, as you can see here. So I will utilize some buying power. As you see here, buying power effect. If you got a good margin account, it will take away this much 3,700 buying power out of your existing buying power. So with that, I can confirm and send this and go from there. I'll be collecting nice $121. If the ETF price stays above 370, which is our strike price, I get to keep this entire amount of money and go from there. So I would confirm and send here. This is how we do it. And next, let's look at QQQ. QQQ is one of my favorite ETF to sell put option. It's very volatile. As you can see here, came down by $7. Let's go into the chart here and look at QQQ. Look, from a chart perspective, QQQ is something similar. We got QQQ, and look, the price is around 338, and it's also trying to get the support from this lower Bollinger Band here. Broke through below the lower Bollinger Band, not quite. So you could look at this one also here and go from there. What we'll do is we'll look at the different chart here. We'll look at this chart here for QQQ here, which will give you a little bit better idea. So we got QQQ here. Look, as you look through here, there is a nice support level right here. I think it's a good support level here, 328. And stock is trying to see where to go here. It's also in a nice compression zone here. I think it's a good time to slowly start legging in and selling some put option, make some good money here. The momentum itself is flattish to down here, and look, implied volatility is going higher, and right now DMI chart perspective, red line wants to decide where to go. It's still thinking where to go. Blue line wants to go lower. That's a bearish market sentiment right now. And look, on the balance volume is going lower, and check-in money flow is telling you smart money is not flowing into the ETF right now. So it's a perfect situation to sell put option. So what I would do is I would go into option chain here, look at QQQ. I would do same thing here, go 41 days out, right, like here. Right now stock price is 338. I would go somewhere 275, which is a good amount down. And as you scan through here, look, we got delta is 0.07 here, and we got probability of touch is 17.63 here. That tells you there is 17% chance that price can touch this. I would even go here 275, that's a better one here. There's a 14% chance this ETF can touch 275. I'm comfortable here. I would sell some put option right here. I will make $121. Look, mid is 124. I would choose mid price here. Typically you get filled for this one, and I would sell this one. Look, I'm selling it. I'm making a good amount of money. Look, I'm making I am making $124 for selling put option. Expiration is 27 May 2022, and as long as the stock stays above the 273 here, that's my break-even point. Look, current price is 338. There is a big amount to come down to touch this level. If the ETF stays above 275, I get to keep this entire $124 I collected, and the buying power effect is 2,750. You don't need to have money if you got some good margin account. It does not take money from your margin. It utilizes the buying power. There's some buying power reduction, but it's a good way to sell put options and make some money. So if the ETF stays about 270 by 27 May, you get to keep the entire money here, $124. Every day you start making some money as long as the ETF stays above the current price. So with that, I will confirm and send this and go from there. And next we'll do one stock and go from there. We'll select AMD here. AMD is Lisa Su's company, as many of you know. Look, let's go here, go to AMD and bring up the chart here. From a chart perspective, AMD is in a negative trend, as you can see here. Nice downtrend. So you got to be a little careful in these type of downtrend situations. You got to identify a clear area of support. Look, there is a nice support level right here around $90. So you could even go lower. If you're selling put option, I would even suggest even going lower, maybe around $80 or even lower. You'll get some good money. Right now RSI is lower, momentum is lower, implied vol is high, the blue line is on top of the purple line here. And look, DMI perspective, red line is up, blue line is down here. The on the balance volume is lower. That tells you people are not buying too much AMD right now. And check-in money flow is also trending down. That tells you the bearish sentiment in the market. All right, now let's go into the option chain here. How do same thing? Look, AMD stock price is at $93. All-time high is 164. That's 52-week high. 52-week low is 72. And I would do a strike selection a little bit carefully. Let's see here, 41 days out is good enough for me. Typically we do that. And look, we got strike price here, $70. You're getting some 91 cents here. There is a nice open interest also here. Probability of touching $70 is 24%. According to this here, delta is 0.09. I think this is good enough. I don't want to be too much greedy here. There is a chance AMD can come down slightly, but I take the chance it may not come down to $70. If it comes to $70, I don't mind buying AMD here. So with that, I would sell this here. And look, midpoint is 93. I would put the midpoint here, 0.93, and just go sell it. And we got our confirmation box right here. So look what's going on here. We are selling AMD. Expiration is 27 May. And our strike price is $70, and we're making 93 cents, which is $93. So look, max profit is $93. Break-even point is 69.7, which is much below the current stock price. So buying power effect is low here, $700. So if you have a good margin account with buying power, it's just a buying power reduction. You don't need to put up money. So I would just go sell it and go from there. And what we'll do now is we'll go back here to our list here very quickly. Look, we got this big list here. You might wonder, hey, you know what? I look at this list. I got Google right here. Google is a very big dollar amount stock. Look, it's a 2,000. Google is 1,000. Actually, it's $2,500. And look, Google right now implied volatility is IV percentile is 68. If you want to sell put option for Google, typically what I would do, you could either sell a naked put or you could do a vertical spread. So vertical spread could be better because it's a high price stock. So Google, I would do Google here. And if you're a daredevil, which many of you are, you could sell some put option way below here at lower price here at 90 or something along those lines. But look, there is a very high bid-ask spread. It's not a good idea. you would rather go a little bit higher. Let's see how is our okay, it's 41 is good enough. We don't want to sell 52 62 days out, so you could go a little higher here. Look, keep watching the open interest here. Open interest in Google is much lower here, not too much. I would probably skip this Google here, and you could look at one more hot shot stock like Nvidia. All right, so if you look at Nvidia here, Nvidia has got nice open interest, as you can see here. Current price for Nvidia is $212, as you can see right here. And look, if you go down here lower, see you've got nice open interest at 145. You could sell some put option here. Given the current stock price is 212, you could sell some put option at 145 and make some good amount of money. So I could do just like this here. Probability of touching this 145 is 16%. I take the chance, not a big deal here. I would sell some put option here at 126, and look, midpoint is 134. Normally you get fill for 134. There you go, and sell it. So look, confirmation box came in here, and we are selling Nvidia. Our strike price is 145, which is much below the current stock price here, and we are making $134. Look, $134. As long as the price stays above $143 by 27th of May, we are broke even, and buying power effect is 1450. And we could sell this as long as stock stays above our strike price 145. We get to keep this entire money. So with that, I would confirm and send this and go from there. So with that, hope this helps. And you know, if you want to sell some spread, you could do that too. For example, if you want to sell some spread for a high price stock here, let's say a high price stock like Tesla. So in case of Tesla, if you want to sell some put option here, you could go here. Look, volume is pretty nice here, open interest. So you could just do 500, 550, not too much money here. Maybe 600, 650, you could sell some put option in this here, and go right here, sell a spread. There you go. So you are selling 650 and you're buying back 600. So it's a good $50 spread, as you can see here. You're making $1.40, which is $140. So you could confirm and send this. It's a high price stock, as you see here, $985. And your buying power effect right now is your buying power effect, as you can see here, it's a 4860, a little bit higher buying power effect because it's a $50 wide spread. You'll make $140. Your break-even point is 648, which is much below current stock price. If Tesla comes to this price, you know, it's okay to buy, no big deal. And look, this is the one way to sell high price stocks, put options on high price stocks, sell vertical spread, so that way you don't have overexposure, and go from there. You could just confirm and send this. So with that, thank you very much. Happy investing and trading. Please subscribe.